These elite billionaires are mocking me for delivering their cold pizza, unaware that I'm the one who built the code making them rich. They think I'm just another face in the gig economy, but when their entire security mainframe crashes tonight, I'm the only person who can save them. The salty breeze off the Atlantic swept across the perfectly manicured lawns of the Hamptons estate as my beat-up Honda Civic crawled up the long, winding driveway. It was a warm Saturday night in late July, the kind where the air felt heavy with privilege and possibility. Victor Langford's oceanfront mansion glowed like a beacon of excess. Crystal chandeliers visible through towering windows, laughter spilling out, and the distant crash of waves providing the perfect soundtrack for the ultra-wealthy. I parked behind a fleet of gleaming supercars, my faded DoorDash sticker peeling at the edges, and grabbed the thermal delivery bags. Inside were overpriced pizzas and sushi rolls that had cooled considerably during the long drive from East Hampton. As I approached the side entrance, a young valet in a tailored black uniform gave me a once-over and smirked. "Delivery goes to the service door, buddy. Try not to track mud on the imported Italian tile." I nodded without a word, adjusting the strap on my worn backpack. My jeans had seen better days, my black hoodie was slightly frayed at the cuffs, and my sneakers squeaked faintly on the stone path. To them, I was just another invisible worker in the machine. If you're hooked on this underdog story already, drop a like right now and subscribe for more hidden identity twists that will blow your mind. And tell me in the comments, have you ever been completely underestimated by someone who thought they were better than you? Inside, the gala was in full swing. The grand ballroom stretched out like something from a movie set, marble floors, original art pieces worth millions on the walls, and a live jazz quartet playing smooth tunes in the corner. Women in flowing designer gowns and men in custom tuxedos mingled with champagne flutes in hand. I stood there holding the warm bags, feeling the weight of eyes on me. A group nearby turned. Marcus Hale, the loudmouthed CEO of Apex FinTech, let out a booming laugh. "Look at this. The pizza peasant arrives. Hey, delivery guy, how's the traffic out there in the real world? Did your little electric bike make it up the hill okay?" His circle erupted in chuckles. Marcus wore a Patek Philippe watch that could have paid my rent for years. He had no idea that the core trading engine powering his company's most profitable product was built directly on an open-source framework I had anonymously released years ago. I had watched from the shadows as he took credit for innovations that were really my late-night code sessions in cheap motels. "Sorry about the delay," I said calmly. Weekend rush. A sleek woman in a shimmering red backless dress, someone I recognized as a prominent European venture capitalist from Zurich, leaned in. These gig economy people have no drive, just hopping from app to app. Meanwhile, we're out here building empires. I stood silently, absorbing it all. In my mind, flashbacks played, the sterile MIT labs where I'd earned my first PhD at 22, the late nights in Zurich at ETH developing quantum-resistant protocols, the moment I walked away from a seven-figure offer at a big tech firm because I saw how the executives treated the real talent like disposable code monkeys. That's when I chose this life. 2 years delivering food and driving rideshares across the Northeast, coding revolutionary systems at night under the alias ShadowByte. Hiding in plain sight, observing. Victor Langford, the silver-haired host and founder of Nexus Dynamics, finally spotted me. His predatory smile faded into annoyance. "Kitchen, now, and make it quick." We didn't pay for room-temperature sushi. His wife, a former runway model with perfectly sculpted features, added with a dramatic sigh, "The service standards have really plummeted. Can't even get a hot meal delivered anymore without drama." I moved the bags to the massive kitchen where caterers in crisp whites worked furiously. But they kept me waiting in the corner of the ballroom for a signature, forcing me to witness more of the disrespect. One tech bro in an ill-fitting suit that screamed "new money" bumped my shoulder. "Out of the way, pal. Some of us are closing 9-figure deals tonight." Another guest, a hedge fund manager from London, complained loudly within earshot. "These drivers are always late. No accountability. We should automate the whole thing. What would you do if you were in my shoes right now?" Stay silent or start dropping hints. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to like and subscribe if this power shift is getting you excited. The party continued around me. I overheard conversations about private island acquisitions, political lobbying, and disruptive technologies that I knew were built on foundations I had laid years earlier. Victor was bragging to a group about his unbreakable estate security system, a proprietary closed network his team had developed at enormous cost. I had seen the public white papers. Flawed. Predictable. I had left subtle warnings in developer forums months ago about exactly these kinds of systems. Then it happened. The system critical failure began subtly at first. The elegant chandeliers flickered once, twice. The jazz music warped into digital glitches before cutting out entirely. Every heavy door in the mansion slammed shut simultaneously with mechanical finality. Gasps and startled cries filled the air. Victor's phone slipped from his hand. What is this? My screen is frozen. Chaos erupted. Devices across the room went dark. Bricked. Smartwatches, tablets, even the estate's internal communication system died. The biometric panels on the walls flashed angry red warnings. Access denied. Lockdown protocol active. Women clutched their pearls and designer bags. Men shouted into unresponsive phones. A European investor pounded on the glass doors leading to the ocean terrace. His face pale. We're trapped. My jet is scheduled to leave in 2 hours. Reyes, Victor's head of security, a muscular ex-Navy SEAL, rushed to the main control station. Sir, the entire mainframe is crashing. Encrypted layers are collapsing. We can't reach external support. The comms are severed. Victor's face drained of color as the reality hit. His offshore accounts, pending billion-dollar deals, and sensitive files were all frozen in digital limbo. Fix it. Call the developers. Someone get me a helicopter. The security team fumbled with manual overrides, but the biometrics rejected every attempt. Sweat beaded on Rhea's forehead. It's deeper than we thought, Mr. Langford. This is sophisticated. Almost intentional. I stood up from my corner, setting the delivery bags down deliberately. My heart raced with a mix of adrenaline and calm focus. Rhea spotted me moving and stepped forward aggressively. Back off, delivery boy. Stay in the kitchen with the rest of the staff. This isn't your concern. I met his gaze steadily. You have less than 7 minutes before the failure cascades to the Virginia and Frankfurt data centers. After that, recovery becomes nearly impossible without the root architect. Laughter mixed with panic from the crowd. Marcus Hale sneered. This kid is out of his mind. Someone escort him out. But I kept walking toward the hidden main terminal behind an ornate decorative panel. If this moment has your heart racing, hit like and subscribe for the full unmasking. Quick question for you. What secret skill do you have that no one at your job knows about? Share in the comments. Victor blocked my path partially. Who do you think you are? This is a multi-million-dollar system. I pulled the custom hardware bypass tool from the thermal bag. It looked like an ordinary power bank but contained years of my proprietary tech. I plugged it in. The terminal screen blinked to life under my flying fingers. Lines of complex code scrolled. I navigated the collapsing architecture with ease, identifying the exact dormant worm I had embedded as a safeguard. Elegant, untraceable until now. Victor's voice rose. How are you doing that? Security. Reyes grabbed my shoulder, but I shrugged him off with practiced precision. Touch me again, and I leak every dirty deal from your personal server to every major European outlet. The room quieted as my legendary signature appeared in glowing green text on the massive projected screen for all to see. ShadowByte _root protocol v0.9. Whispers turned to stunned silence. Marcus Hale stumbled back. No. ShadowByte? The ghost who built half the backbone of modern finance? He vanished years ago. I turned to face the crowd, my voice steady and carrying across the ballroom. You spent the evening insulting the help, mocking the gig worker bringing your cold food. But every empire in this room stands on code I wrote. The algorithms that made you rich, mine. The security you trusted. I left the weaknesses there because I knew this moment would come. The anonymous architect was unmasked. Gasps echoed. Phones that were slowly rebooting began capturing the scene. I dove deeper into the code, rewriting layers in real time. Watch this flow right here, I explained, highlighting sections on the screen. Your expensive closed system ignored basic public domain fixes I released 6 months ago. You paid premiums for inferior protection because pride blinded you. My fingers moved with surgical precision. Lights stabilized. Doors hissed open. Devices pinged back online one by one. The mansion systems hummed back to full power with one final commanding keystroke. The digital domination and restoration was complete. Victor approached slowly, his usual arrogance replaced by humbled awe. This changes everything. Name your price. 10 million? 50? Equity in Nexus Dynamics. A board seat. Anything. I shook my head, gathering the delivery bags again. I don't want your money or your table scraps, Victor. I chose this path to remain free from people like you. True power isn't in bank accounts. It's in the code that runs your world. The new power dynamic settled heavily over the Gala. I handed Victor the bags personally. The food was ice cold now. Your order, sir. Next time, remember that the people you dismiss might be the ones holding your entire empire together. As I walked toward the exit, the crowd parted like the Red Sea. Reyes nodded with newfound respect. The woman in red looked ashamed. The London hedge fund manager avoided eye contact entirely. At the grand doors, I paused and glanced back one last time. Your fortunes, ladies and gentlemen, depend on the invisible hands you choose to insult. Think about that while you eat your cold pizza. I stepped into the cool night air, hopped on my delivery bike, and pedaled down the long driveway. The mansion lights grew smaller in the distance as the ocean waves continued their eternal rhythm. Another night, another reminder delivered. Wow, what a ride! If this underdog story left you inspired and wanting more, make sure to smash that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications. What part of the story resonated with you the most? The disrespect, the crash, or the epic reveal? Drop your thoughts in the comments and tell me, should I write a sequel where ShadowByte takes down an even bigger target? See you in the next story.